Hello everyone, my name is Borax the Mighty, and I've been on a quest to play and rate every single champion in the support role. Now I've just completed 50 champions, which means I've learned a lot on my journey, and some of the supports have definitely changed since I last played them. Therefore, I'll be going back and playing each support again, so that I may re-rank them. Let's start off with my very first champion ever, which was Sion. Now I released this video on April 18th, 2019, so more than 4 years ago. The original grade I gave him was an A+, but what's changed? In terms of champion-specific changes, there actually hasn't been too many with Sion that would really affect him in the support role. There's been a lot of minor changes to his Q and W, as well as his ability to split push, but nothing that really affects his ability to support. That being said, I played this all the way back before they introduced Mythics into the game, and Mythics were introduced like Eventread, which definitely can make Sion a better support, but at the same time he can struggle to proc it as it requires you to hard CC someone, which means landing an empowered Q. Now, they are getting rid of Mythics, which I'm very excited about, so when we do that, maybe there is a sneaky amazing item on certain supports I'll be re-ranking, and if so, then I will make specific videos on that, but I'm assuming that a lot of the supports will just be able to clump into certain categories of buying items. Now this video was made before they added the durability patch, which makes the AP poke Sion support that I did in the video way worse, as he just doesn't do as much damage with Comet as before from my personal experience, although there is a new AP playstyle with Everfrost that I've seen someone make a guide on, which I'll talk about more later. In terms of runes, they also added Glacial Augment, which is a nice rune to increase his CC if he lands his Q or ultimate, but they are, once again, a bit difficult to land already, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend Glacial, and sadly he doesn't have too many great keystones in the support role. I usually go Guardian, which just feels fine, or might even consider Spellbook, as that's a personal favorite. But the same guy who has been playing a ton of Sion support, including in AP style, sometimes takes Fleet and stands by it. He's definitely the expert of all things Sion support, so I would highly recommend checking out his guide, which he gave me permission to share, and I'll include it in the description as the top link. He's clearly put in a ton of thought and effort into Sion support, even reaching to Masters with the pick, so if you love Sion support, he's your go-to guy for sure. Now he's shown up on my channel a little bit, and I already know he's probably going to think that I'm going to rate Sion support a bit low, but I hope he remembers, as well as other people who do play a lot of Sion, that Sion is not the easiest champion out there compared to a lot of traditional supports, like the Leona and Nautilus is, as you can kind of just mindlessly EWQ and great results. As Sion, you have to consider other people's cooldowns, if they're able to cancel your Q, or you have to play around Vision, where you can get a max charged Q, where people aren't expecting you. Then Sion support, of course, is amazing, but the way I rate all of these champions is that the easier they are to perform pretty well on, that will make me rate them higher for sure. Now, what do I think about Sion in Season 13? I think Sion is a solid support, but as I've played more champions out there, I do think there are some better options. I think the durability patch did hit his viability with Comet, as his cooldowns are too long to utilize the rune too effectively. I also think that his power level being based around his W passive, needing minions to stack health, does hurt his tankiness a bit, as I do feel like paper in some games that I'm playing him. If you can get a ton of KP though, as in kill participation, then you can still stack health and be tankier than normal supports, which is very nice. I still think that he is strong against other melee supports, but he just doesn't have the range to fight enchanters or to prevent them from scaling. Overall, I'm bumping him down from an A+ to an A- for now. As I play other supports, he might get moved again, either up or down, but I'm happy with him here. I will also be bumping more supports down in general, as the tier list was getting a bit too top heavy. And remember, the A tier are champions I think could be viable in many situations, but they're just not going to be as reliable as the top tier supports. Now, these are of course just my personal opinions, and I wanted to see what Sion mains thought about the champion as a support. So I went over to their champion mains Reddit, which is one of my personal favorites, and after collecting 879 votes from the r/dirty Sion mains subreddit, the majority of responses was a B rating, and after weighting the scores with the following scale, Sion mains gave him an average rating of 3.8, which currently places him in first place, and technically last place. Now, because I haven't collected other ratings, I'll just have to place him in the middle, but he will go up surely as more ratings come in. Now, my community of off-meta support fans rated him like this, which places his score at a 3.29, which will have a different weight than the champion mains, but will still be fine. That pretty much sums up this re-rating. If you enjoyed it, I hope you leave it a like. Tomorrow, we should have a re-rating of Yuumi support, So if you'd be interested in seeing that, make sure to subscribe. Also, make sure to check out my community tab if you want to rate any of the other upcoming supports to have your opinion be heard. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I want to wish you good luck on your off-meta adventures.